Hey, Coach Darren Brown with Sound of Hockey. Just your take on the game today, and obviously not the result you're looking for, but did you generate enough offensively today in terms of the chances that you're creating as a team?
I think we generated enough. Did we generate enough quality? Probably not enough quality. We had good quantity, but I thought it was great. Better? There we go. I thought the energy was great off the start for probably the first two periods. We really fed off the building. I think we fed off the building in the last 6 minutes there when we were behind, and we didn't quit. We just kept pushing to the end. But I liked a lot of things we did tonight. Much better from Vancouver to tonight. I know the result isn't what we want, but this is, like I said before here, this is going to be a journey for us to get this identity to go. And there's a lot of good parts of that identity. We've been talking about playing faster, and we moved pucks way faster. Our defense didn't overhandle pucks. They got it up to our forwards. So we're just building that repertoire, and there's way less inconsistency tonight than we had against Vancouver. We were more consistent to our identity, and we just got to keep building on that and building that chemistry as we go.
Hello again, Coach Erica Ayala with Black Rosie Media. You talked to us earlier before the game about physicality being one of the hallmarks of this team. When you have a game that perhaps doesn't go the way you might want it to go when it comes to the penalty side of that, is that a learning curve for this team? Are there things that you feel that your team can perhaps adjust? Is it a little bit of both? How do you gauge that moving forward?
Well, I think you're always, every game's different. Every game's going to be rough different. It's not always going to be consistent, but for us, I really liked one of the big things we've been working on is in our defensive zone, shutting it down quick and getting that quick pin, the second person there. Tonight, I thought our defense did an outstanding job of killing their cycles. That was one of the areas that we identified coming into the night, is how well they move around the offensive zone, and I thought we did a really good job of that, especially when we got that first pin. Once we get running, that's always the challenge, and that's an elite team there. But I thought at the end of the night, I didn't think we gave up a whole lot to them tonight of quality. So that really resonates with our game, that we played low in the zone, getting them shut down early.
Steve, you had 12 shots in the first two periods combined. You had 18 in the third period. What were you doing differently, or what was more successful in the third period that wasn't earlier in the game?
Yeah, I liked our first period. I thought we had a good jump in the first. Second period, the penalties came in kind of back to back, put us on our heels. And then third, you come out behind, and you have that little bit different mentality that you got to jump and get things to the net, pucks to the net, bodies to the net. And I thought we did a better job of that in the third. We played with good tempo, but I mentioned it before, I think we tired a little bit our emotion from this crowd, which was amazing. 16,000 fans. It carried us through, I think, some tired, heavy legs in the third there, and had to go back to the top units there twice there, kind of down the last 4 or 5 minutes just with the penalty, and you got to go with your horses. And yeah, I think they got a little bit tired, and we just didn't quite get, those opportunities. We had a great one at the end that I thought was going in and right out the other side. So, and again, you score early, momentum changes, feelings change. We didn't get that score, and it just stayed. I think in a game like this, that favors the other team. In a big moment like this, the longer they can just hang around, be there, it gets tougher for us as it goes. And then we started chasing in the third. And again, I didn't think we gave up much in the third, even though we were chasing. We were still disciplined. And some of the things we like, our defense, we're asking them to play really aggressive. They were really on top of their forwards. That's a fast hockey team. That we didn't give up a lot of speed and any chances off the rush. So a lot of good signs tonight.
Coach, you talked about a physical identity being a part of the team identity. There was maybe not a response to the goals, but there definitely, I thought I saw a response, maybe emotionally, physically. Is that a part of what you want this team to be going forward? Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, and physicality to me is just making sure that we are going through the body, through the hands. One of the things that can happen is you get a lot of shoulder-on-shoulder contact, so that we call that 50-50. We got a lot of stick battles, that's 50-50. What I ask of the physicality is to take another stride, take 2 strides, get inside that battle so we control the puck. And to me, that's physicality. on our forechecks, along the boards, coming into the D zone. Those are the areas that we need to be physical in and use our size. Megan built a good size hockey club here. Our forwards are big, and the ones that aren't, like Bilka, she's a pit bull out there. She'll throw her body into anything. So, and again, even smaller players like that, they get inside, they control it. Then they're not up against a big person with a stick battle. So yeah, I like that part of our game tonight. We were way more physical and on top of pucks, and ultimately when you have that physicality, that means your feet are moving. If we don't have it, that's telling us our feet aren't moving and we're behind the play.
Coach Charles Hammaker with Circling Seattle Sports. Can I get your thoughts on what you've seen from your goaltender in these first two games? I know the general stats won't favor her, but it feels like she had to absorb a lot in these first two games for you guys, as you mentioned, as a process.
Yeah, I think we can clean up some things. I thought first shot, she was really good on again tonight. I think the cleanup area is just our exchanges with our D, being able to talk and make sure we're communicating and having trust, and that doesn't come overnight. I thought the third goal, we could have done a better job. That was a scramble around there. If she would have held on to that, I think that one she would probably like to have back there at the end of the PK. Again, we had that save there. We're still in it. That third goal, I said to the group, that goal's in, so let's not react, right? We already know the crowd's gonna kind of be down, they're gonna be jumping, so don't react, let's just get ready to go. And I like the way we responded. We didn't sag at all after that goal. We just jumped right back on them and got on the hunt again.
Coach, I wanted to ask you about Carpenter. It looked like she maybe took a little hit late in the game. Did come back out on the ice, but is that anything that you think will have to be assessed or evaluated?
Those things you kind of take after the game. I'll find out about that. Then usually it's the next day you really find out. You're not sure exactly what it looks like, but I didn't see it. I don't know if it was a block shot or she fell awkwardly, but tough as nails. She was right back out there trying to win the hockey game for us. So yeah, good on Carps.
After that.
yeah.
Brian Partington, Glasgow, Seattle. I'm curious, going forward, what's your process after a loss like this? Being shut out can be pretty deflating for the team. How do you build back up the confidence and enthusiasm in the team leading up to the next game?
Well, first and foremost, it's Thanksgiving, so I let these players be with friends and family tonight, and we have a day off tomorrow, and we get back at it Sunday. So as coaches, that's not the same schedule. We'll be back at cutting the film tonight and tomorrow and build from there. You watch a game live and you have thoughts, and then you watch it again on tape and you kind of reassess. And there's some things I really liked, and again, we just have to clean up. Part of this journey is seeing the things that we've talked about here to start. We're starting to see that, so it's interesting. You work on those areas. I didn't like our forecheck tonight. I didn't think we were aggressive enough on our forecheck. We're able to work on that, so that's one of the things going forward. And that's just a give and take as you go. You kind of get one thing down and it seems like another thing slips. So we'll work on that forecheck going forward, cut the film, and see what else we need to work on and things we like, and hopefully they stick.
Brown with Sound of Hockey. Marah, what did that mean to play in front of your hometown crowd like that tonight?
Absolutely, tremendous. I'm speechless. Just seeing how much support we have already, and just seeing how loud the crowd has gotten. It's just amazing. It's a great feeling.
And Hilary, for you, your line had a lot of shots collectively amongst the three of you tonight. What did you see from kind of your line and also from the rest of the group in terms of offensive generation tonight?
Yeah, I think when you're generating offense, it's a good position to be in. Obviously, Nick is a world-renowned goaltender, so we have to find solutions to the problems. But yeah, what a great way to start the first period. Really encouraged by our group, and being able to pepper and flurry the net front like that was awesome. So we're going to continue that and take that away from this game for sure.
Hilary, I'm right in the middle here. You played in a lot of arenas in your career. For this to be the largest crowd in a U.S. arena for this game, what does that mean to you?
It's super special. I think, a lot of inaugurals, right? But there's something about Seattle that is just so special. I don't know if it's just the rich history of women's sports, how you all have started a movement well before we even got here, to the icons, the legends that have graced this arena. It's just so special. So
We could feel the love. I wish we got a win tonight, just to celebrate everything. But the big takeaway is how special this was. It was a dream come true, sort of pinch me moment. And I'm not even originally from here, so to now call Seattle home, it's so special, and we feel that day in and day out. So we're really excited for the next puck drop here and to compete again for our home city.
Hi, Patty Ricosi, Gloves Off Seattle, Marah. So many little girls in the crowd tonight that you've coached and just paid it forward that we saw, and seeing that is just so amazing. How did that feel? I'm sure you saw the signs, and we know going forward you're going to be doing more in that arena as well. So just more, how did that feel?
I mean, again, it's just tremendous to see how much girls hockey and women's hockey has grown, especially here on the West Coast, and having that just support from the girls and seeing them out there is just tremendous. So really, really thankful that I have the opportunity to be able to share my love and passion of the game with them, and show that it's possible now to be at the highest level here in the States and here on the West Coast. And I think everybody on the team feels that, and feels that love and support from the community and every single girls team and organization here. So very, very thankful.
Hilary, you got pushed down to the ice away from the puck a couple of times in one sequence late in the game. Megan Carter got hit with a shoulder away from the puck. I'm not asking you to talk about the officiating, but do you feel like Minnesota was playing on the edge or maybe over the edge?
I think it was a great physical game. You saw sort of a flurry of that physicality. You saw speed, you saw tight gaps, bodies flying. You obviously want to be on the other end of hits, knocking people down, but yeah, I think it was remove the score, I think it was an incredible game and probably a really exciting one to watch.
Ariel Orsuto, King 5 Sports, kind of on that same note of being like an incredible game away from the score, how close do you feel like this game was to your identity, to the physicality, and how you guys want to be playing, either of you?
Yeah, I think the first period was outstanding, and if we can bottle that up and play 3 periods like that, we're going to be a lethal team to play against. So I think you saw glimpses of our potential and what we're capable of, and now it's just stringing that together every single shift from the collective group, which is super exciting. Obviously you want to win your home opener, but it is a process and we have to trust it, and we've got great people that are coaching us and supporting us in ways, and we're learning every single day. We're coming to the rink working probably the hardest we've ever worked before, and that's exciting because we're going to see that growth and it's going to translate well for us.
Hi, I'm Ava from Sound of Hockey. The fans were still behind you guys, down 3-0 at the end. They were super loud, "Let's go Torrent" cheers. As you did your stick salute, people were still yelling. Like, what does that mean while you're playing to have that energy, and then going forward, how are you going to take that with you?
Yeah, it's awesome to be at home. And I think when you just think of women's hockey specifically in the United States, to be able to have a home team here in Seattle is so special, and we feel the love. I mean, we've said it so many times, but that never quit, never die support is just so tremendous. And it's 6-something on the clock, and we still think we're gonna go out there and gut out a win somehow because of that support, and you can really ride that. So it's a huge advantage to be able to play at home when you've got a crowd that's as electric as our fans are here.
Hilary, Curtis Crabtree, Fox 13. You mentioned Nicole earlier. You guys had some chances on her. What made her a tough nut to crack tonight for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, I thought she played off her net extremely well. She shrunk the net for us in terms of angles. She was, making some big saves, and their D-core did a good job of clearing pucks out that were just kind of sitting there that we could have popped in the net. So we'll find our solution. It's definitely a process, and you got to find a way to find the back of the net against great goaltenders, because we've got a lot of them in this league.
Okay. First, Hilary, how does one acquire a bedazzled Subaru jersey?
Yeah, my girlfriend's sister is quite the creative, so shout out to Brooke Bow for that one. But no, I mean, Subaru is such an icon, a legend, someone that I look up to, and so special. Having a moment after the last takeover, actually the last time we were here, the takeover game, she's like, Seattle's ready for you all. And that was just, it resonated, it was so special, and I wish our whole team was there to like feel that moment. And then sure enough, here we are only a few months later, so I thought it was only fitting to walk in with the Super jersey and put a little flair on it for sure.
We gotta see if now she returns the favor, of course. But Marah, I did want to come to you. I mean, you hear what Hilary says about women's sports here in Seattle being ready for y'all. What do you want to see from this team to take it to the next level and be ready for Seattle?
Yeah, I mean, we have been taking tremendous steps. Like every single day, we're showing up to the rink and we're battling each other to the brink of the end. So we're pushing each other every single day, and I think that in the long run is gonna project us to be the best team we can be. So I think we're pushing the limits, and we're gonna continue doing that throughout the whole season. And yeah.
Thank you both so much.
Thank you.